Hello viewer, welcome back to another episode. Today we are going to be looking at a 2x2 Jeb door using the Calibrated Sculk sensor as an entry method. It was requested and here it is. Let's get straight into it. Alright, so I've got this new wall set up for you guys. I've already got this 2x2 Jeb door installed. We will go ahead and take a look at it. So pretty much the same as the other door we had. On the top here we've got just some redstone dust into some pistons, some sticky pistons that is. We've got a glass tower for the output, and if we come down here under the pathway, we've got your sticky pistons for the entryway here, and then this is the Sculk sensor power output, input into the pulse extender, and then output for the sticky pistons. And then again it goes up that glass tower right here, up the side. So this is what we're going to make for today. I think we're going to build it a little bit differently in the tutorial, but stick around and watch that if you'd like to see how this is made. Otherwise, thanks for stopping by. So we've got ourselves a 2x2 Jeb door situation going on here. Little pathway that we're going to be walking through once our doorway opens. So to start, we're going to need some materials. Take a look at this. These are pretty much all you're going to need. You might need a few more odds and ends of the redstone components, but this is all you're going to need for lectern, book and quill, and calibrated sculk sensor. You can make the calibrated sculk sensor on the top and the bottom if you want to clean up some of the dust, but it's fine the way we're going to do it here. To start, let's get our building block of choice. We're going to get some sticky pistons, and we're going to go into where we have our 2x2, right? This is going to be our walkway. We're going to go 2 away from the top and face a sticky piston in, and then another one right next to it. And then you're going to face a sticky piston towards the wall, just like that. You're going to take your block of choice, so you're going to want for your front doorway, the top left block right here. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're just going to mirror it. And a block, just like that. Then what we're going to do is take these first 2 blocks right here with the flush part of the wall, and we're going to break those. We're going to break another set down. We're going to add these sticky pistons here, and we're going to put our pathway blocks back there so that whenever we power these, they will raise up and they will be the first layer here. Alright, so with that done, what we want to do is come to the back side on the top here, and we're going to make most of the machine right here. We'll start by adding a layer on top there, and then another layer right there. Then we're going to get our redstone dust. We're going to get repeaters, torches, and comparators. We're going to go redstone repeater on the edge here, facing away to your left side. Then another one on this side, facing away towards your pistons. We're going to take our block of choice, put it right there so that it's touching the redstone repeater. So whenever this receives power, it's going to send power into this block. We're going to take some redstone dust and drop one on the piston here and the piston here. You'll have the redstone dust here in the center, as well as one right here going into this repeater. And again, just going to take another block and redstone dust on the 2 pistons. All right, that is a lot of the door mechanics done right there. Once we provide power, you see it fires in the back here, and it's flush in the front here. So now what we want to do is increase this, because we're going to be blocking this off, right? You're not going to see this. Just like that, and we'll keep going just like that. So we have our walkway here. Fill the gaps in. And we'll go ahead and add a layer right there for 2 blocks. Now we want to make the pulse extender before we make the calibrated sculk sensor output. So we're going to take our building block of choice, come next to this redstone repeater on the left side, and place it here. You're going to place a torch right here, and that'll fire your top two pistons there. We're going to take our block of choice and create a little pathway here to open up, give us some space. Going to get our comparator. We're going to go into, we're going to take our comparator and go into the block with the torch, and then one away from the block with the torch. Take your redstone dust, drop one right here, and then connect those two right there. That's our pulse extender. Now all we have to do is get our calibrated sculk sensor output into the pulse extender. And it can be from here, it can be from here. Totally your choice. So you can, if you have some space over here, you can set up your calibrated sculk sensor. I think for the tutorial, we're just going to set it up across the top here a little longer. Just add a layer here. So, something to take note of for this next part with the calibrated sculk sensor is you can waterlog the calibrated sculk sensor. I will do an edit of that towards the end of the video if you want to see that version of this section. Otherwise, we're going to do it without that. So we're going to take our redstone repeater and add it into our redstone dust next to the block with the redstone torch. We're going to get out our calibrated sculk sensor, our book and quill, and our lectern. And we know our calibrated sculk sensor is going to go here. So we're going to add a comparator here, lectern. For the book and quill, you want to, this is for Bedrock version specifically, you've got page 1 of 2 and page 2 of 2 at the top. You're looking for page 30 of 30. And then you want to put something on the last page or sign the book to save how many pages are in the book. I always like to just put the signal strength number that comes out of these pages. So I'll just do 15 on page 30 of 30. And then we'll place the book on the lectern and then set the page number to 16 of 30. And then the calibrated sculk sensor goes right here in between the comparator and the repeater. The reason we have the book and quill on page 16 of 30 is that is the signal strength output page required for food. So if we grab a cookie and we eat the cookie, it sends a signal, boom, boom, and it fires. So now that we have most of that done, all we have left to do is close up this bottom section right here. I did forget to mention earlier that we're going to need some glass to make a redstone tower for the redstone here on the side, either this side or this side. It really doesn't matter which one you want to use. You can use either of them. But what you're going to do is we need to get our redstone dust down here. So we're going to break these for now just to kind of get in here. And we want to come down here to where our pistons are, right? We see these blocks down here. So make ourselves a little room. We want redstone repeaters into these blocks here. And then we want redstone dust here. And then we need to get redstone dust from here to the piston here. So easiest way to do that is just take a glass tower and get it down there. So let's go here so that that connects there. Let's go here. Let's go here. And then just continue your way down. Doesn't have to be glass all the way down, but it does have to be glass whenever you need to stack it. But this one right here wouldn't have to be glass. Connect it in like that. Make sure both of them have power, not just one of them. And then that's it for that. We can go ahead and close that back up if we wanted to, because you're not gonna see how that cuts it off right there. So that one has to either be left open or it needs to be glass. You could leave glass right there and it won't cut it up. So we will just leave it open for the time being and cover up those right there, so we can see it. That way we know that if there's a problem, we can come look at it. So other than that, that should be everything, right? So we add our pathway blocks back, your blocks on the pistons there and on the pistons there, and then we give it a test with some food. And there you have it. Alright, so here's that extra section if you wanted to waterlog your calibrated sculk sensor to keep it from making a lot of noise while you're entering and leaving. You are going to need a water bucket, something I did not mention in the materials list, so you will need that if you want to do this. Other than that, we'll start by taking a repeater into our output, or I'm sorry, into the pulse extender's input, and then we'll take a comparator because it needs to read the power strength out of this block here, right? And then calibrated sculk sensor, and we do need to extend this a little bit here. Just like that, with a comparator, lectern, and book and quill. Again, book and quill is already set to page 30 of 30 by default. Something's on the last page, so that it saves how many pages are in the book. Otherwise it will subtract 1. Then we want to change it while it's on the lectern to page 16 of 30 to get that output of 8. Last thing you want to do is waterlog your sculk sensor. So now when it goes off, you won't hear anything except for the pistons. And there you have it. So I hope you enjoyed the video, hope you learned something, found it maybe a little educational. If you did like the video, please leave a like, feel free to leave a comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you don't miss out on future videos. And if you dislike the video, leave a dislike for me. Thanks, have a great day.